she make a joke with the one of them with the drinks. Oh, you could take that one. But me, I ain't taking bait for that. Neither one of one.
You eyeing the piggy.
If she made a joke and say you could have the piggy, well, Papa Bonje.
Yeah, they told me to beef up security.
Really?
They saw what was happening. You went to the piggy, you went by the drinks, you came back to the piggy. We say, okay, that's what's going on. So I'm in the house.
I'm surprised they just beef up piggy because it's pork. I don't know how beefish is that.
No, we have to say good morning to all our sponsors. Yesterday was, as always, very informative. I saw a lot of things that we need to get, Joseph, for the homes.
I agree.
Yeah, the decorations, they were on point. The grocery items, we saw the wines by the food fair, gift items, I was thinking. And of course, we need them for ourselves, yeah.
Yeah, in fact,
it is what it is.
So yesterday we were, as you remember, we were saying we were at food fair. And listen, what you saw yesterday was just the tip of the snowflakes, not the iceberg. The iceberg takes me back to Titanic, and that is sad stories. So it's the tip of the snowflakes because it's going to be a real blue Christmas, a white Christmas.
Actually, I have a song.
Oh, good
I want.
Lord.
No. Folks, I only play good thing. I only play true thing. That song, when I heard that song, I said, no. I had to let the people know what's up, Joseph. We're going to play the song just now. But again, we want to say good morning to all our sponsors, Getting Us Healthcare, the Food Fair Supermarkets, Hubbard's, Bryden and Miners, Ace Hardware, and Sisson's Paint. Good morning to Godfrey, who should be coming on live with us in just a few minutes. Godfrey getting old. I can say what I want before he come on. Godfrey getting old. Godfrey ain't up to date to the technology just yet. So he probably trying to log on.
I don't know when you say Godfrey getting old. I know you're
already.
Your friends. That's your dear friend. So you want to be modest. But me, I'm afraid nobody.
No. I could say what I want until he come on. And when he come on, I'll behave.
Oh.
Don't tell him. Don't tell him what I say about it.
Well, no, I wouldn't tell him. I wouldn't tell him. I'll tell the rest of Grenada. For those who just tuned in. But wherever you say, Janet, it's good to have our partners on board.
Yeah.
And those that's partnering directly or indirectly in one way or the other. The Caravan, again, is about fun, having fun, gifts. We get a chance to bust up parade, have some really, really, really fun time with it.
Karaoke boy, they've been oiling the voices. The lady yesterday told me she been drinking honey and lime.
What it for?
She ready for the karaoke?
She ready for the karaoke?
She actually wanted to sing yesterday. I hope she calls today because yesterday she was so ready to drop a parang on us. So
what I can tell you though, I've been ready to carry my own keys. I literally do it every day.
We know the keys you carry.
I carry my keys around my neck on a lanyard.
We know the keys you carry. My keys, we know the keys you carry.
They are intact. They are intact. So, Jan, you and I have been trying to get this. No, probably not you and I, because it seems to be working. I'm trying to get a symbiotic relationship here, but it seems just to be working one way, where I'm trying to get you to deliver a song. We keep talking about this melodic voice of yours that you have.
Joseph, it's the 12th of November?
And the Caravan
we're back on this again.
And the Caravan is going until the 31st of December. So you better get your ducks or your piggy lined up in a row. Incentivize
me. Last time you gave me $100. What's on the table today?
Listen to me. You
had to make it worth my while.
I ain't been around to know when man.
I ain't singing for free. Come on.
I've been around enough to know when
the folks out there sing for you. Last week people got lunch at Radisson. What am I getting? I'm the free show king. That's real. Hello.
I've been around long enough to know when woman tried to mama guy money. Yeah. And I don't need anybody else to tell me and get no heartbreak over it. You know what, Jan? Let me just leave it alone. Somebody's gonna be willing to call and sing for us. Easy breezy. We're not really getting too much of work for that. But one of the things, and Tim, we're gonna help us, Jan, we get into the holidays and we keep talking about the health aspects of it. And Timon is going to...
No, you have to keep an eye on it, huh? Every year we hear that the intake at the General Hospital, there's a slight uptick after the season because people, they overdo it. And we say participate in everything, but do it in moderation. You know, the ham salt, you soak it extra, you have just a small slice, a little piece. Especially you, yeah? We don't want to see and we know the conditions at the hospital. They don't have enough beds. They can accommodate all of all here.
Who's this Chinese?
So do it in moderation.
Who is this Chinese you're talking about?
Don't do a swat man, George, and emphasize for the season because we know what happens after.
But no, you could actually emphasize for
what
the
you
season.
Want to emphasize on? The veggies?
Emphasize on the veggies.
Okay.
Emphasize on the love.
Right.
Emphasize on the giving.
Okay, Joseph.
And the appreciation. Yes, you can do that.
Okay, no,
and you can emphasize.
I take the correction.
And
yes.
you can emphasize, but emphasize in moderation.
You mean emphasize in moderation? That don't even make sense.
I mean, you
emphasize in moderation. Who just wake up? Joseph, who just wake up? Emphasize in make up your mind.
John,
if you emphasize in
John, you can emphasize by showing John.
No, I agree. We can emphasize in love and the gifting, in the Christmas spirit. But for the food portions, you don't want to emphasize. I mean emphasize in moderation.
John, I get where with you. Timon, you know what?
We have some proper tips, Joseph. From a nutritionist, a qualified nutritionist, nobody that gonna lead you astray like Joseph and emphasize in moderation.
I guess
let's hear from the professionals.
I guess I will have to go to the Senate and state my case. Tim, when you're ready, we're going to go with tip number one. We're going to go with tip number one. So leave it up on screen, and for those of you that's
So for the folks on radio who can't see it.
Well, for the folks of radio, I can't even see it.
And those elderly ones like Joseph.
Jan, hold on. Let's go.
Reading assistance.
Technology is never going to fail me, and that I promise you, Jan. Those of you that's folks at home, let's do this. So we're going to go with tip number one. So tip number one for the holidays, and we get ready for it. Here's what we say to you, Jan, and then that's tip number two. Right. Pack your shopping cart or basket with plenty of fresh produce. And of course, so this is for our qualified nutritionist and dietitian, Ms. Duncan. And she said, as you prepare for the holiday season, include a variety of fresh, local fruits and vegetables. Take advantage of seasonal produce and incorporate them into your holiday menu, right? Grow what you eat what you grow. Add fruits to a tasty salad, fresh fruit crisp, or toppings for the turkey, chicken, or ham. So, what did you gather from this? Because I know you don't pay attention one bit.
Immediately, what I gathered is that you need to work on your reading.
Right, and you got that.
And secondly, you incorporate more fruits in your diet for the ham and toppings that we normally use. Instead of doing the syrups and so, she's suggesting a fruit, and of course to incorporate more vegetables in your shopping basket. So instead of, you see a lot of packaged items, more local items. Seasonal veggies. What seasonal veggies do we normally have around Christmas?
I don't know what's this specific to.
I know we have. It's not a veggie, but for
what's that?
The drinks, we have the sorrel. Beyond that, what else do we have that is just around Christmas time?
Well, let's assume that around Christmas we have everything.
We have everything every time. There was a time when we'd only see apples and grapes around Christmas time.
That is history. That
has changed. They're now year-round. I can't think of what we only have around Christmas. What is unique to Christmas in terms of veggies?
Well, I don't know what is unique to Christmas. I can tell you what is. I can tell you that the turkey is unique. Cranberry sauce is unique to turkey. Most folks, when they're doing their ham, they bake it with, let's say, pineapple.
Right.
But they buy the pineapple in the tin.
Right.
So maybe instead of going for the processed one, why not get the local one? Yeah. So get a fresh local pineapple, and when you have some leftovers, you do your salads for the holidays. Put the pineapple in it, a little bit of raisins, the apples.
Yeah.
Right. So it literally gives one. It adds to the taste. Here, Jan.
You spend some time in the kitchen.
John, what is wrong with you? Listen.
You've been hanging around the creative chef a lot.
Well, that as well.
Picked up a tip or two.
I have picked up a tip or two. So when you're making that special Christmas salad, Lucas Godfrey are trying to. Yeah, when you're making that special Christmas salad, now normally when you're doing your green salads, it's not filling enough for a lot of us.
Right.
So just the lettuce, the tomatoes, and all of that. So what I do when I want to get a belly full,
Right.
I make
Give
it.
it a little weight.
I put some weight to it. So I put raisins. I put apples.
Right.
I add some onions. You can put your onions in it.
Yeah.
And then you
They're
add
actually sweet onions, basically just for salad.
the peppers, and you add your chia seeds. You get your pumpkin seeds, and you can have the pumpkin seeds just like that. Your local pumpkin.
Right. I do know.
No, Jan. When
You asked me if I know. Yes, I do know.
yeah, I see where you're going at. But folks, seriously, so tip number one for the holidays, compliments to our friend Simple Nutrition, our nutritionist, put local stuff in your cart.
Yeah.
Plain and simple, and find ways to incorporate it. If you're making, let's say, a nice Christmas punch, instead of buying a box tin of the orange juice in the box, maybe you can get yourself some nice local oranges if you can. Have you ever tried making homemade LLB?
No. I
No?
can't say I have.
I make homemade LLB all the time.
Really?
Angostura, lime, and you buy Sprite.
Okay.
It doesn't quite give you the exact taste that you want, but it's quite a nice little deviation from it.
Okay.
You must try, Jan.
I'll try.
Homemade LLB. Where's Godfrey? Godfrey's running around. Godfrey.
Godfrey, you there?
Listen, Timon, see if you can see Godfrey somewhere there for me. Who is that? Everybody just popping up with. Hey, what is it? I heard we say we giving things away, but I didn't realize they expected us to give everything away. They're gonna show up one by one anyway. But again, we continue to say thanks for our partners. Yesterday, Jan, Godfrey and I was hoping he's going to pop in. We stopped at, we did say, Food Fair.
Food Fair Grand Dance.
Hey, talk.
Look him.
Oh, yeah, look him. You just make mention of him, and there he is. Godfrey, I was just talking to Jan about yesterday, the piggy that we saw down at Food Fair, yes. The piggy we saw at Food Fair. And somebody said that you got really excited. When you saw it, your face lit up and all of that, and you were running around the store with it.
He trying to pass it on. We all saw what happened with him and the piggy Godfrey.
Well, that's the beauty. That's the beauty of social media, you know. It's right there in front of you. At one point, I had to.
Here lie. You hear lie?
To draw to his attention that Joseph, no, you need to leave the item on the shelf.
Godfrey exposed him.
We're promoting it. That's how we would do it.
I don't know why we even brought you into this conversation.
And we also heard that they had to beef up on the security when he touched on by the piggy.
They didn't just beef up on the security, they had to poke up everything on the security.
You see, folks, I was not lying.
I mean, I don't know what is in your pay, Godfrey, but you know what?
No, Godfrey,
there's some battles,
I'd have known him about 20 years now, never once.
Mr.
Always honest. Thank you, Godfrey. Thank you. I appreciate the honesty.
Uncle Donald has some lawyers that's fighting his case in the U.S., his cause. I'm going to get them, and them, they are on my payroll, right?
Yeah. I leave them. I wouldn't doubt.
But Godfrey, what's happening in your neck of the woods?
I mean, nothing much. Christmas, I mean, you're starting to see signs of increased movement, people moving around. You go to some of the stores and shops and you start seeing signs of decoration, so you know something is up, something is coming. So it's good, it's encouraging, and I'm happy to see that.
You started your own personal shopping as yet?
No, not yet.
What you waiting on?
I'm waiting. What I'm waiting on? I'm sure I heard you say that some of the businesses where I shop still have a couple of containers coming in for Christmas.
Well, that is true. That is in fact true. Chief among them is who?
Ace, man. Ace, the place.
Ace is the place. And
Ace is the place.
And yesterday, January, you missed yesterday. No? You would have gotten you
What
saw.
do you mean I missed yesterday? I was here yesterday.
I don't mean in the studio. You see that?
No, I didn't get an in-store experience.
Well, that's what you're missing, Jan.
I didn't miss it. You guys represented so well. I felt I was in the store. I was excited with you.
I don't want you to be excited here, folks, and get excited at home, Godfrey. People need to understand they need to get the full Ace experience by being there, being able to comb through, physically being there, and see the different things that they have.
Okay.
I think Godfrey bought something yesterday. Godfrey, what you bought yesterday? You bought
Boy, I bought two things.
What was that?
I'm not sure what you call them. Two things.
What's that?
I bought two things.
You God. Okay, Godfrey. I for a split second, I was running a Pentium 1. Yeah, and my processor was really, really slow. You bought two things. Yeah, okay. Fair enough. But folks, the place to really, really shop for the holidays, you're looking for that variety in gift items, and not just for the holidays, Jan, for weddings. And yesterday, Godfrey and I was actually highlighting the fact that you remember how many parent dishes you got for your wedding?
I gave away a couple.
And clocks?
Yeah.
You had, as a young couple, you have no reason for being late for anything. Like, they pick up the easiest thing to buy. A Pyrex dish.
I saw a lot of nice gift items yesterday. I saw the sandwich maker.
Yes.
Those are nice and handy, little toaster ovens.
Yes, they are.
And those are things you'd use. Those are things you actually use.
And they come in quite handy around the holidays. Make those quick snacks when you have the leftover. So you have the leftover, let's say the leftover ham. You reach down to the bone now.
You have leftover ham?
Yeah,
Godfrey, we're breaking new territory now, and everybody knows what's good. Joseph, you have leftover ham.
No, when I say leftover, in the context of when it gets to the bone, you're not able to slice it as you want to. But that bone gets in there just so.
Okay.
No. I would scrape it and chisel it.
But that's what we know.
Yes.
You don't have any leftover ham.
No, I chisel it right down to it. And I save the bone for the soup in the new year. Leave that there. But after you scrape the bone clean, you have the little ends. You can probably make a nice little grilled cheese sandwich, and that's
Right.
And you get it in the home press. You get that. Make sure you get one of those done at Huggins, at Ace, which is the place you need to shop. Where are we going next stop, though?
Guelph.
Godfrey, what's in Guelph? Tell us what's in Guelph. That is of interest to all of us.
No man, Gittins Healthcare. I mean, they've got an outlet there. Central Deputy Street in Guelph. That's close to the lands there, and most of you might know that gas station is directly opposite the gas station.
Right.
So you can't miss it. And everything you find at Gittins Healthcare in Grand Anse, you would find in Guelph, you would find in Grenville. So no need to worry about anything. Don't think you're going to miss something, or you're going up there and they won't have it. Definitely not. It's available.
So, folks, that's where the caravan is going to stop on Friday. While we are up there on Friday, what we're also going to do is that we're going to stop in at one of the Sissons agents that is up there. Of course, when it comes to the holidays, you need to colorize your life. You get 10% off on the vanishes and so on. And starting this Friday, you know what is exciting at Sissons, Godfrey? Every time you make a purchase of $300 or more, you automatically you're entitled to a free gift. So it's not if, maybe, perhaps, I wonder if I have to put it in a barrel. You're entitled to a free gift. And that reminds me, as you said, in a barrel, that Food Fair, Godfrey, they also have a promotion that is on for the holidays.
Yes, indeed. Yes. You spend $50 and you get a chance. And even if you didn't win in the first draw, no problem, because your stub would remain. Yeah, your entry would remain in the box. So you still have a chance.
You still have
the more $50 you spend is the more chances you have. So it's great. It's great. And I've seen the excitement of that promotion over the years. They've ran that promotion for many, many years, and every year it gets more and more exciting. People really do look forward to it. And what I've noticed, people from all over Grenada, the winners, they come from all over. So you don't have a concentration of winners in one particular area. For example, like St. George's. No.
Right.
You get winners from St. George's, you get winners from St. David, you get winners from Victoria, all over. So everybody shop at the food fair.
And everybody certainly.
It's a great promotion.
And once you shop, you get an opportunity like everybody else. The more entries you have, the greater your chances you want to win. And I keep saying, Godfrey, those sort of promotions, it's a win-win for you anyway, because you go to the supermarket, you purchase your groceries anyway. You take it home, and if you get an opportunity where you dip and you win something, it's hoorah to you. I mean, certainly just a little added bonus. Godfrey, where's Jan?
I have no idea.
Well, what's going on here?
Disappear to?
The television screen just flicker for one split second, and Jan just literally disappeared. But folks, don't worry. She probably gone somewhere shopping or doing something of the song. But here's what we are going to do, Godfrey. We'll take a quick commercial break though, because we definitely have to pay some bills, and then we'll be right back with our listeners and viewers this morning.
Sure, man.
Fair offers quality foods at affordable prices. Now, with our improved web store, you can make all your purchases from the comfort of your home. It's so simple, easy to log in and navigate, safe and secure transactions, and a quick checkout. All your grocery needs at your fingertips. Convenient and reliable. Food Fair, where you can fill your baskets without emptying your pockets.
Ace and Napper means getting help when you walk through the door. Ace and Napper is variety and quality at the right price. Ace and Napper has everything you will need for the household, for your lawn and patio. Even the highest quality paints, beautifying your home inside and outside. Just the right building supplies you need. And Napper providing the best in automotive supplies and accessories. The guarantee is we are so much more than a hardware store. Ace and Napper on the Morris Bishop Highway and Cross Street in the city. Ace will always be the helpful place. When you need your prescription filled or you require non-prescribed medication, supplements, or all your personal needs, visit Gittins Healthcare at locations on Wall Street, Grand Anse, Victoria Street, Glenwood, and Central Deputy Street, Wall. Gittins Healthcare aims to provide an exceptional personalized pharmacy experience. Additionally, children under 5 and adults 55 years and over will enjoy 10% discount on purchases of $20 and over on prescription medication. Stop settling for less. Visit Gittins Healthcare, where your health is our priority.
You know, one day I woke up and, they painted a set of pedestrian crossing all along the streets. Nobody told us how to use that thing properly.
I know how.
You're serious?
Every safe, good driver knows about these things. As a driver, you have to be very attentive. You know you're coming up close to a pedestrian cross, you start slowing down immediately, looking to see if there's any pedestrian on the side getting ready to cross. If there is, you stop on the line that is a certain distance before the crosswalk. Then you would see the pedestrian put their hands out, looking directly at you, indicating that they are going to cross. And only when you have come to a complete stop, that is when they will quickly and safely cross to the other side. And then you continue happily on your journey.
Stop, look, hand out, eye contact, wait for pedestrian to cross. Then you happily continue on your journey.
This message is brought to you by this group of insurance companies, the Traffic Advisory Body, and the Traffic Department.
Feel good facts.
Help prevent cold and flu by washing your hands with soap and water for at least 20 seconds. That's the time it takes to remove most germs. No soap and water? No worries when you've got alcohol-based hand sanitizer.
Janelle. Welcome to the Caravan. It's your boy JC Jan and Godfrey in the mix with you. Jan, you keep making all kind of getting all excited over a whole lot of things that I really can't.
I don't understand.
I can't make sense of.
What is that supposed to mean? Godfrey, I wanted to give Joseph a parang. I told him that I was going to put his Christmas reality into sharp focus.
Hey, wait,
he was arguing. You could just play my parang, please, Joseph?
Hey, wait, has she gone, Jan? Hey,
you on the controls, brother.
Look at what's going on here. Wait, going. It was here all the while.
And you know, Godfrey, before you come on, he was telling the people they're getting old and all kind of thing. And you see what going on with him now? The technology going and leave him.
I was telling people.
Who was getting old?
Before you came on, he was telling people Godfrey getting old and. But anyways, God is good.
It's a good thing I just know to.
This is Mr. Shark, the Rasta Paranda Road, and all my partners notice fall you from quite in the North Pole. Hear me good, don't look for Santa this Christmas. Santa don't want no coronavirus. Don't expect Santa to fall in. Not Santa not playing with COVID-19. Yeah, the scene. Well, the thoughts that I hear flowing through the air is jolly old Saint Nick. Not going nowhere, cause he in fear. He don't want to get sick. He said the whole Bible turn over with this novel corona. So you can send all your wish and your Christmas list. Hear this, don't look for Santa this Christmas. Santa don't want no coronavirus. Don't expect Santa to fall in. Not this year playing with COVID-19. He said he don't hold on.
Jan, where you find that? I mean,
Santa don't come in. You see why the programs are important? We had to brighten people Christmas this year, Godfrey. Don't look for Santa. Santa say he ain't playing with that.
Well, Godfrey,
next thing Santa come in and they want to quarantine and nah. Santa say nah. He ain't passing through.
And Godfrey, what Jan hasn't realized is that whether Santa comes or not, Christmas set. Because Ace already have this thing long down.
That's what I say. It's important that you do this thing right.
Food Fair have this thing long down. And Ace already decide if you ain't like what they have 2 barrels. Containers that is yet to come. So who will be Santa?
Okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to know what was up.
And either way, I gone past this age of waiting for Santa to come. Ho. Come and sit on Santa's lap and then Santa give you what? Some little rag doll? No. We gone past that.
You had a terrible childhood, boy.
But how you reach on my childhood now?
If that was your experience of Santa, that you sit on his lap and he gives you a rag doll. Anyway, Joseph.
But how you reach on my childhood now? Why you didn't ask Godfrey about his childhood?
Who?
But Godfrey, tell her about your childhood with Santa. Tell her.
I was born big. I had no childhood. I've always been a big man.
So you had no chance to go sit.
People, you're a big man long.
You're born gone past that stage where Santa wants you to sit on his lap. That never happened.
No, not at all.
Same thing I said. I mean, I don't understand what this gonna sit on Santa's lap for. I mean, but either way.
But you did.
Who, me?
Yeah. He just confessed and
No, you did.
He got a rag doll.
I can tell.
Uh-huh.
No, I can tell. When I look at you, I can see the effects of you having sat on Santa laps many years.
You remember that one of my favorite movies, Godfrey, it was 300. And you remember he says when he told the mercenary, pick your words carefully. Because they may be your last on national radio team. I control the mute button here, right? You're on and off. So you are aware of that, right?
Yes, I am. Look, let me show you something, Joseph. Look, take a close look, all right?
Right.
Take a very close look at that. Look at me carefully.
Yes, I am looking at you. But I tell you, I promise you, Grenada, that not all people that went to SAS behaves that way. It's not, and it's not a reflection of his lack of brought up. See, as they say, his mother did an excellent job with him, but unfortunately, along the way, as is his compatriot Janelle, they picked up some really bad vibes. They mixed with a set of wrong people, and that's what you saw there. Was one of the wrong influences in Godfrey's life.
No. It's not. No, not at all.
No.
Well, no. You're correct.
I know I was correct.
I made a bad choice by being on this with you.
Folks, it's about 22 minutes onto the hour of 11 o'clock. We're not sure what your plans are for the day, but here's what we can suggest to you, though. We can tell you, folks. Jan, if you have to shop for the holidays, where are you shopping and why? Tell me.
To be honest,
for groceries, though.
For me, I want to avoid the crowds.
Right.
So the food fair online shopping, that's my option.
You spend $150 or more, Godfrey?
No, 50. Just 50.
Just 50 you want to spend?
Every $50 I spend, I get to shop and win. And I could do it online.
$50 you want? $50.
As low as 50.
$50.
See, Godfrey, he don't pay attention, huh?
No, I was saying with every 150, if he gets 150, that's where they do the delivery.
So I have triple chances.
You drive it, and you know what? People like you have wheels. You don't need food fair.
No, I don't want to go out. I don't like the crowds. So
Right.
I am one of those who will be taking advantage of the online shopping. But I was just telling you, for every $50 I spend, I'm in with a chance to win prizes this Christmas.
And that is fine.
So you see, it's like a double whammy there. I could do it online from my house. I could get it delivered, and I still get a chance to win.
And then
So you see how you shop smart.
Shop smart for the holidays.
Shop smart for the season.
And it's not just about just shopping smart. Remember, we keep talking about the presence of COVID. COVID-19 is not going anywhere, so we may as well adjust to the new reality.
Did you get to listen to that press conference yesterday?
No.
Well, it wasn't a press conference. It was the post-cabinet briefing where they were updating on the COVID cases. And as I was listening to Minister Steele, I'm like, they went to a restaurant last night, this morning, lunchtime. Nobody have a pot?
What?
Nobody have a pot.
So Godfrey, here's
breakfast, lunch, dinner, breakfast. No, Godfrey, nobody have a pot? You need to send somebody by Ace. No.
We need
after they get it all cleared away, but they need to do some shopping.
So we need to revise the COVID protocol then. Once you leave the airport, Godfrey, the next place the first stop should be, because it's right along it's on the highway. You go to Ace, get a pot.
Now you want to send people leaving the airport to go by Ace? Nah. Send somebody and shop for you.
Or maybe shop for you. I agree.
Invest in a pot.
So they didn't have a pot?
If they had a pot, maybe there wouldn't be community spread, and we have how much people in quarantine now? I saw 30-something people in quarantine.
One of the highlights coming out of the postcard briefing, though, and I know some of us, we get annoyed, and especially when we're busy, when they stop and say to you, sir, lady, can your name please, get your temperature, we need to log. You see
why it's so important.
All of us. So 3 of those institutions, they were able to furnish the ministry with the logs.
Right.
And there was a 4th one, we're like, where's your logs? I don't know. What logs? What is this? We doing lumberjacking here? Godfrey.
That should be grounds for.
When you go and they ask you to give your name, and don't tell them your name is Butch Reynolds, because the minister was saying apparently they look at some of the logs, they get some Bruce Lee.
I am very particular with anything concerning the minister, because he don't get vexed real quick.
No man, he was real calm yesterday.
But what was the man
he was
about?
Calm. He shaved off. You realize he shaved off the little boat Reynolds he had going on. He shaved it off. He actually reminded me of the minister his politics days. He looked nice and young, and even the gray hair starting to look black again. I don't know.
What do you say, Godfrey?
The news said the man was vexed, and I know from past experiences, he always vexed.
But what you vexed about? Vexed about what?
Godfrey, you must be fretting the minister.
But let me tell you.
I don't know him as a vexed man. You must be fretting the man.
No. Let me tell you why he is vexed. Now, other times there are things that are supposed to happen. For example, is a GPS device that is supposed to be placed on people who are on home quarantine.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, he said the couple who came in, they did not have it. Now my question is, who was responsible for putting that in place? We have a third party.
Correct.
But apparently the third party didn't do what they're supposed to do, and the minister say yeah, no. But how you could don't know? How would the third party get involved?
Well, you have to remember too, at the start of the press conference, he did say he understands that the public was battle weary, and the frontliners too were battle weary. So maybe it was a moment of fatigue, and
listen, let me
you had a little lapse. We've been battling this thing since March.
A battle. There is no room for weariness.
You get weary, so we need to we need to support them. We need to support them a little bit, and you know, sometimes you just need a little boost.
Godfrey,
you need a little boost.
I just about getting ready. to mute. I just about getting ready to mute Janelle Mike. You know.
Listen, if you listen, let me tell you.
I get in the feeling now that Janelle must be the acting permanent secretary in the Ministry of Health.
If you mute my mic, you're gonna lose power. You're gonna lose light. You're gonna lose everything.
I don't understand, because if
I don't
you're
get it.
responsible for something and you don't know, then I'm confused.
And just like that
would cause me to get worried. That would make me tired.
That's getting me worried. And just like that, you got people that are potentially exposed to the virus, and God forbid, just so they may not be able to experience Christmas as they like to. Just like that. Jan, no,
listen, to be honest, I think it was just people. Sometimes you say people use your discretion, and people are probably rationalizing, okay, so a doctor coming in, a medical professional, maybe I don't need to be monitoring this person as I would a non-health professional. But it just goes to show you don't leave things for granted. You don't take things for granted. You don't assume things that should happen would happen, and you have to ensure everybody's doing what they're supposed to do.
All I want to know,
because they probably thought a health professional, they should know better.
So John, my question is, if a third party was responsible for ensuring that these people are tracked,
who fired them?
Who is ensuring that the third party is doing what they're supposed to do?
Who paid them?
Well, I'll put it this way.
Yes, I can say no.
I will put it this way. When there was the fall-up on the airport with the foam, somebody took the fall for it. I suggest...
No. No. The person didn't take a fall.
They pushed them?
They took vacation to retire. No. They went on retirement to take vacation.
Well, according to the official story from GBN, we're not sure if they jump or they were pushed. But either way, somebody know that third party, they better jump ship or somebody go push them off. But
No. They could just They could go. They could travel astral. They just go astral.
And I say, assure Ms. Williams was telling people to do what they have to do, you know, and they break sticking days.
Well, I hope Ms. Williams is going to get a chance. She already decided know how to spend after what is a tumultuous last couple of weeks. She needs to ensure that to get her Christmas right, Godfrey, she needs to start shopping at food fair because things bad.
Who is Ms. Williams?
The Williams family. You know you have a Williams family around Grenada? You don't know?
No, that's why I asked.
That's what you ask.
That's why I asked.
Well, the last I heard is that, and you know, even in the press conference, they were trying to deflect it. Did she resign? Was she fired? Lord, what? Godfrey.
They probably didn't come to the press conference with all the facts. All the reporters has asked a lot of things.
To take vacation.
She resigned to take vacation. We don't know what's happening. But we really hope the folks.
I even heard another name mentioned. You know, someone. There's a name of someone who worked at the airport previously. That name was mentioned as well. And after you come back and say, well, better we leave it. Joseph, was it you who read this story? And you were emphasizing.
You had to put the emphasis on the right syllables to get the story.
You know what, Joseph? Give me a pound by Fat Man George Day. Emphasize. Come on.
No, before we go to the parang, we almost closed at 11 o'clock. And I know we have some interviews coming up at 11. And I did promise we're going to do a giveaway today. And a quick karaoke, Joe. You think we have time to make them sing or just a question?
Let's make them sing. Let's make them sing. A question, actually, because singing might take a while.
Yeah, I don't think we have time to make them sing. Yeah.
So, Godfrey, start with you. We're starting with you.
Give us a question.
Give us a line in your parang. What question was?
So what, you want to give Godfrey the prize?
Yeah, sing for us, Godfrey. Let's go. All of us singing today. All of us singing today.
Hold on. Let me just call my lawyer and put him on standby still before Godfrey.
A matter of fact, it doesn't have to be a parang. 3 of us going to sing today, and then we're going to get the public to decide who taking the crown. Yeah? We're going to see who had fit to wear the crown today. Let's see.
All right, so you go ahead. You start.
No. I am the one in the studio controlling the microphone. So you don't dictate.
So you lead by example. Stop.
I am leading by example. So Janelle, we start with you, Jan.
Sorry?
What you see? What? you just fall asleep on us? You know I saw that happening here already, right? Let's go. Start with you, Jan.
Okay, so I'm just gonna make it real easy. I just want the folks to tell us who are the sponsors of the Christmas Caravan. We make it easy and simple. 4352041. Nah, your parang, I know how your parang go end up. No parang.
We say it doesn't have to be a parang. Say one of your favorite Christmas songs. It doesn't matter.
Joseph, today is what, Thursday?
You could.
Godfrey, whole week you want to pay me to sing today? I must sing for free? Joke.
Yeah.
Joke.
But Godfrey, I started at 20. I then went to 25, then to 100. Up to now, I didn't get as much as a la. No, so stupidity. Not even a la. I get you know.
I could talk to somebody on the other side, please. Let me see if we have a winner on the line. Paula, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
How are you?
Very well, thanks.
Where are you calling us from?
I know that voice. You know what I want you to do for me, Flowers? I know it's you that does.
Flowers, were they trying to disguise the voice?
That is Flowers that trying to play all nicey and quiety. Listen, Godfrey on now. The parang you gave me the other day, bust it for us, just for complimentary purposes. Let's go.
Which one?
No.
Is it a real parang, you know?
No, Flowers bust a parang.
Flowers was actually your parang champion earlier this week.
And your name wasn't it? But
yes.
Know that.
Our original parang Flowers dropping us this week, you know?
Hold on.
And Flowers need to copyright the parang. Next thing is somebody singing Flowers parang making money.
Come, give us. I do it a cappella. Let's go.
Oh God, hard and easy.
Let's go.
Last year Jesse spent his Christmas somewhere up in Mount Pleasant. He was among a big family, eating and drinking what he wants, dancing, singing, having a good time. Every time a parang play, but Uncle Godfrey catch him in a young lady, pull him by the back door and he say, "You feel your bright, that ain't working here tonight. JC, take it light, that ain't working here tonight. If it's tight, you tight, that ain't working here tonight. Like you doing a first fight, that ain't working here tonight." You see Janelle over there, that is your family. And look, Blossom sit down there, that is your family. Bluetooth and dancing over there, that is your family. And I know Flowers somewhere out there. That ain't working here tonight. Godfrey, you feel your bright.
So who's that parang there? That's Flowers?
That is Flowers. And Flowers is actually the mother of one of our junior participants in Gospel Challenge. Was it 96?
96.
In 96.
You got 96?
Was it? 2016.
You're losing it, boy.
Oh, there's the age catching up. You see, that's what happens when you spend time with Godfrey.
It's Godfrey again.
When you spend time with Godfrey. Flowers, I actually owe you a call.
Yes.
Lordy.
Name and address and everything.
Well, I don't need your name and your address. I know your name and your address.
Okay.
Yes. So you call me back. You call me back at the end so we can organize for Radisson's.
Alrighty.
Okay, my dear.
Yeah.
Take care. Godfrey, that was a song where your name came up first. Right and early in it.
So I'm actually still waiting on somebody to tell us all the sponsors of the Christmas Caravan. What's the price today, Joe?
Price today, we're going to give them something compliments. So
we have lots of prizes.
One of our wonderful partners, they're not a sponsor, but one of our wonderful partners, which is Communal Cooperative Credit Union. We're going to give them a token compliments, our friends there. So ask your question.
So the question on the table today, folks, who are the sponsors of the Christmas Caravan, GBN's Christmas Caravan 2020? Who are the sponsors? And we've been saying them, calling their names for weeks. Have you been paying attention?
Come on, Janelle. And to add to it, we did say that we will be visiting two of those partners, sponsors, on Friday. Because they should know it. So where are we going to be visiting on Friday?
Hold on.
Yes, so that's going to make it exciting.
Right.
When you're ready, I'm good, Jan.
Okay.
Let's say good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, you like, tell us.
Food fair, Brighton and Niners, Ace, the guy that bought food fair. Hidden Healthcare, Sisters and Herbert.
So that is part one of the question. And he think to cry, you're laughing.
No, I was crying because I had a question. I didn't say that part.
No, we did. We did. No. Unless you only hear question and you move away from the phone and start to dial.
You're trying to catch the people.
Really?
Okay, so you are right. Those are the sponsors, but we want to throw in a part two. So, Ace Hardware, how many locations do they have?
2.
Where are they located?
Bishop Highway and one on the Caravan Boulevard.
On the where?
And they have one on the Morris Bishop Highway. They have one on Gore Street in town. And I think you have one on Caravan Boulevard.
Godfrey, is she correct with the locations?
I'm not hearing.
Oh.
You're not?
She said Morris Bishop Highway, Gore Street in St. George's, and Kirani James Boulevard.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about Kirani. I think just writing that is there.
That is not of approval. So you get 3/4 of your price now. You need to qualify for the last.
So tell us about Food Fair. How many locations Food Fair has?
2.
Where are they located?
Grandin and Carnage.
Okay. What boy? Gittins Healthcare. Tell us the locations.
I think it's Grandin 2 by Food Fair. Or on the on Wall Street. And one in Guava.
And there's a third?
The third one? But I mean, I didn't know it in town. On Halifax Street.
Okay. I mean, you won from the first question, but we were just having some fun with you. But Gittin's third location is in Grenville, St. Andrew. But I mean, you're inside. You've been paying attention, and you know the partners very well. You know the locations. You know where to find them.
I listen to you all every day.
You listen. Wonderful.
You listen to us every day.
Yeah, but just that's not when you're walking, you speak at us. I think to it at the radio because you're on the job.
Right. You work and you listen, and we appreciate. So stay on the line. We will take your contact details.
Yeah, that's the sound of Classic in the Morning Time. Classic 105.5, 105.9. Jan, Joe, we're going to let Jan go ahead and take her call. Godfrey, we're getting ready because I know you have to run. You have to run along in a while anyway. Anything you need to remind us while we at it?
Yeah, I just want to remind people to go visit our partners. Ace, there's a lot of wonderful things there. For Christmas, as a matter of fact, year-round, you can get a lot of items there, a lot of beautiful things happening at Ace, also at the food fair. One thing we had to mention with the food fair, Joseph, in addition to the promotion, you can also get to use your Hubbard's card and gain reward points.
Yes, that is true.
And that is something that's really, really wonderful because usually when you redeem it, sometimes you get a big chunk of the cost of your groceries. So use your Hubbard's card when you shop, and of course you spend $50 or more, you get a chance to be in the big draw. And also, there's some promotions coming at Gittins Healthcare. We'll be telling you about it early next week. So just skip with the caravan. We all over the place. You are going to have a great time on the Christmas caravan with us. So folks, keep it as locked in. As a matter of fact, stay with Classic. That's where Christmas starts and ends.
Yeah. Our partners, they're really doing a lot for the season. Don't forget, Sissons tomorrow, Friday as well. They have a promotion on. Right now, they have a 10% discount on varnishes and paints. But tomorrow only, if you spend $300, you're automatically getting a prize. You don't have to do anything to get it. No dance, no tricks. You just spend $300. You automatically qualify for a prize tomorrow at Sissons. So like I say, all our partners, they're doing quite a lot to make sure people really enjoy the season. Yeah, it's a season of giving back. So Godfrey, thanks, man. We have to leave it here. We have some interviews coming up in just about 3 minutes. So we'll link up again tomorrow.
Yes, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're going to Guav.
I understand that
the city that never sleeps.
Godfrey's part of the security detail that they're using in Huggins in Food Fair to beef up security down there, to keep her eyes on the pork. We'll take a quick commercial break, guys. Jan, when we come back, tell us who we've got in the lineup. I know we have the Whammer's house at 11:30. Who do we have at 11?
I don't know what century you're on. The Wyman's house was yesterday. You weren't in the studio, so you were out on the road, so you didn't know what was going on. So at 11, we have the Cooperative Spotlight.
Yes.
And then at 11:30, we have Mr. Christopher DeRiggs. And as you know, Patient Zero. It had its first airing last weekend. It continues this weekend. He's here to tell us all about it. But in a short while, we take a break. We come back on the Caravan.
Food Fair offers quality foods at affordable prices. Now, with our improved web store, you can make all your purchases from the comfort of your home. It's so simple, easy to log in and navigate, safe and secure transactions, and a quick checkout. All your grocery needs at your fingertips. Convenient and reliable. Food Fair, where you can fill your baskets without emptying your pockets.
Ace and Napper means getting help when you walk through the door. Ace and Napper is variety and quality at the right price. Ace and Napper has everything you will need for the household, for your lawn and patio. Even the highest quality paints, beautifying your home inside and outside. Just the right building supplies you need. And Napper providing the best in automotive supplies and accessories. The guarantee is we are so much more than a hardware store. Ace and Napper on the Morris Bishop Highway and Cross Street in the city. Ace will always be the helpful place. When you need your prescription filled or you require non-prescribed medication, supplements, or all your personal needs, visit Gittins Healthcare at locations on Wall Street, Grand Anse, Victoria Street, Brentwood, and Central Deputy Street, Guelph. Gittins Healthcare aims to provide an exceptional personalized pharmacy experience. Additionally, children under 5 and adults 55 years and over will enjoy 10% discount on purchases of $20 and over on prescription medication. Stop settling for less. Visit Gittins Healthcare, where your health is our priority.
Hi, I'm Francis Urias Peters. To really know who I am, you must look at the plays that I've written over the past 30 years, because they reflect hard work, discipline, and my inner beliefs. Now, these values were shaped by my earlier bringings, because I was always curious about my roots and my identity as a Caribbean man. Now, I'm a good listener, and K105 has always been a great source of education and entertainment. Now, while the station name may have changed over the years, it has always provided valuable information which enabled me as a playwright to document and to celebrate our history, our behavior, and our achievements. K105 is my choice. It's the national station.
That's not how you cross the pedestrian crossing.
Really? One day I just woke up and I saw pedestrian crosswalks on the road. No one really showed me how to use them properly.
Well, this is how it's done. You never cross before doing these things. They might save your life. First, when you get to the crosswalk, you stop. You look left, you look right. If there's a vehicle coming, you put your hand out, making eye contact with the driver, indicating that you want to cross. And only when the vehicle comes to a complete stop, you quickly cross to the other side.
Stop, look, hand out, eye contact. Wait for pedestrian to cross to the other side, then you happily continue on your journey. This message is brought to you by this group of insurance companies, the Traffic Advisory Body, and the Traffic Department.
COVID-19 spreads from person to person through the droplets that are produced when someone coughs or sneezes, which makes it easy to spread between people in close contact. Now let's get prepared to stay healthy.
To reduce your chance of catching or spreading COVID-19, practice these simple everyday preventative measures. Droplets can also land on surfaces, so ensure that you wash your hands frequently for a minimum of 20 seconds or sing the happy birthday song twice. Avoid touching your face, especially your eyes, nose, and mouth. If soap and water are not readily available, use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer with an alcohol content between 60 and 90%. 70% is ideal.
When you cough or sneeze, cover your nose and mouth with a flexed elbow or a tissue. Dispose of the tissue immediately.
Focusing on what are the benefits, what do you really get out of it at the end of the day. It's the sound of the man Byron in the mid-morning. It's 4 minutes gone past the hour of 11 o'clock. Welcome to the mid-morning buzz right here on Classic. I'm Joseph Cadore, and we say thanks to those of you that's probably just joining us. I'm here either on GBN's channel 7 or channel 11, channel 20 if you're in cable, probably via our Facebook feed or via our YouTube channel or our website. We say thanks for being part of the broadcast. And for the last couple of weeks, we've had a number of individuals from the ministry, from the Department of Cooperatives. We've had Mr. Emmons, we've had Mr. Grimes, and so on. And this week, we have another of the field officers, Mr. Anthony Stroud. He's on with us today. And this morning, we'll be focusing for the next 20 minutes or so on the benefits of cooperatives.
Good morning. Good morning to listeners and viewers. I'm pretty okay at this time.
For the last 3-4 weeks, we've been focusing on different elements of the cooperatives. And I think one of the things we've skillfully highlighted is that the current economic situation that we find ourselves in now, it provides it serves as the ideal catalyst to give birth to cooperatives, where individuals, for varied reasons, whether they have common interests or maybe for the purpose of pooling their resources together, they see the need to come together. We've done that. Let's take the conversation further. We've set up our bylaws. We've established everything that we need to do let's talk about the benefits. What are the benefits to be derived from the formation of any cooperative at all?
Well, just before I go into the specific benefits, based on what you mentioned earlier on our economic situation that we are in, not just in Grenada, but worldwide, the model that we're speaking about, this cooperative model, it's not a new thing. It's an old thing. It established in 1844 by the Rockdale Pioneer Society, right? And it's something that was born out of this kind of circumstances. So it's not a new phenomenon that will bring in the cooperative, but it's an opportunity for governments, administration, and people to utilize that model to get the most out of it, the best out of it.
And of course, one of the elements you did not say that yes, it isn't a new model, but it is tried, tested, and we have results. There's proven. We very often have quite one of the great examples of cooperatives, and we don't get into the specifics, but one of these businesses operates out of the south of the island, successful as it is, and is a perfect example of the benefits to be derived from cooperatives. And we see it around the world, the different models. So we've established the models, we know it works, we're buying in, we've bought into it. Now, Anthony, talk to us. What are the real benefits?
Well, the benefits of cooperative are twofold. They have the macro aspect of it and you have the micro aspect of it, which the macro deals with what government will want to do, policymakers will want to achieve to lower the poverty rates and so on. And then you would have the micro, which is what individuals, societies, communities need to benefit from. And that is what we're going to talk about. Well, both of them interlink. So some of the benefit, I'll start with the benefit of, the first one will deal with tackling the poverty and creating food security or job security as well. That's one of the critical benefits cooperatives offer, whereby, you can pool your resources. When you pool your resources together as individuals, and you have the support of the policymakers that will guide you into that process, you can help alleviate poverty and you can create some job security, food security, because there are different types of cooperatives that can be found. We have the financial ones, which is a credit union, which is tested and tried and proven. And we have the non-financial ones, which deals with the productive ones and the service ones like the fishermen. And we also have a successful one in the fishermen in the north of the island. That's the Subies Fishermen Cooperative, and also a successful fishermen cooperative operating on the western side, which is the Guelph Fishermen Society. You have the janitorial services cooperatives, like those people who is responsible for cleaning the complex, the financial complex, the ministerial complex, and the botanical gardens. These are cooperatives as well, and some success stories.
So we talk about job. Very often people question the notion of job security. How does the formation of a cooperative, how does it guarantee you job security as compared to any other business establishment? Some would argue when we hit rough waters, and everybody gets wet at the same time.
Yep.
What about the cooperatives that makes it so unique that is able to absorb some of those shocks?
Job security has to do with shock absorption. So not one man feel the pain, or not one man put in the effort. It's a collective coming together to put in the effort. So where there might be some form of failure or a pain to grind, not one man get the licks. Everybody will have to get licks on the back, and that will make the licks lighter. Because if 10 lashes have to pass, no one man going to be a 10 lash, but 10 person will be a lash each, which would help to cushion the effects of that lash.
Right, so we've established, one, Job security, another benefit number 2.
But before I go to job security, there's some statistics. The ILO estimated that over 50 or nearly 50% of world rural agricultural produce is marketed through cooperatives. And that is a critical piece of statistics. It shows that cooperatives not only centered around the city and the fine services, but their productions, the agricultural area is critical in forming a cooperative. We move into the aspect of financing. Financing in cooperative, right? When you come together and you pool your resources together as per one individual going out to seek financing for a business venture, it helps where more than one can come together to pool that resources for financing. There are several organizations that assist with financing of cooperatives, and I would say the first one that deals with it is the financial cooperatives themselves, like the credit union. You know, coming together, you have the credit union, which is a financial aspect of cooperatives, which could give you that advice, that counseling that you would need up front, help you with your business plan, so that you wouldn't just start up by divide, but when you come together as a group of people, you can have that counseling coming from the financial cooperatives, well, through the league and so on as well, which represent all cooperatives.
You made mention of initially the whole issue of job security, and job security, you said, is hinged on the principle of shock observance. No one person bears the full blunt of whatever economic challenge that is presented. In the setting up of the cooperatives, in many other businesses, those who have the weight is based on your capital injection. I invest, I put in 2 million, I get shares that's worth 2 million. I have a bigger injection in capital, I have a bigger say. Does that principle applies to the cooperatives, and is it that unique element of it that gives you that sort of security, that if we hit rough waters, no one person gets to dictate, well, listen, because I've invested more, I get a chance to say what happens going forward?
That's correct. No one person has more say than any other in the cooperative. The democratic control of the cooperative speaks to that. One man, one vote. The laws that guides cooperative also protect individuals from one man having so much investment than the other one.
Okay.
So it's a kind of unilateral kind of investment, right? Yes, you may find somebody having a few more dollars than an individual, but there's a protection in the law that guides that person does not, if that person decides to pull out their resources, it would not sink the cooperative, right? So, but you only still have one vote and every voice counts.
Great. And I think do you get a sense, while we're under the whole conversation about benefits, do you get a sense that here at home, the concept and principles of cooperatives, it is one that is openly embraced by the general public, and you've seen a growth, a diversion where people are moving more and more towards it?
Well, to be frank, it's a model that is out there, it's a model that is understood, that is a good model. There's a lot of interest in that model, but somehow there's a fracture somewhere that we are not seeing the formation of much of it. And I can't say why. I'm not sure if it's because of the policymakers are not giving the input or pushing or driving that, putting that drive especially among the young people, and the groups, the women groups, the men groups, and so on. But there's a lot of interest, but there's not a lot of formation that I expect to see.
I remember when I spoke with Brian, we sort of flirted with the idea, the notion, we were on that same line of conversation, that it has a lot to do with how our education system is structured, whereby it teaches us and encourages us to go to school, be successful enough, and then I go work for Mr. Tom Jones. It doesn't say to me, get the ideas, and then when we get together, we pool our resources together. It doesn't teach us that. We must work for somebody.
That's true. That's true. That's what we indoctrinated in. So now that the policymakers, the people, the powers that be, right, realize that this is how people were indoctrinated. You must come with something slightly different that will unlearn that and teach something new. You must come with some form of incentive package from government or policies that will drive businesses in that way. There's a lot of other small business that is deriving around the streets. The vendors, the people who sell the juices, the people who sell the fruits, the people who sell the corn, and all these kind of things. These are small business and they make reasonable money. They make a living.
Right.
But imagine that they would come together as corn producers or corn vendors, instead of going and buy $50 corn in St. David's, pay bus or pay transportation to go and buy $50 or $100 worth of corn to transport that. Imagine 5 persons come together and go and buy $50 worth of corn, one transportation cost. You see, the benefit is there already. So there's avenues for them to come together, even in such a business venture.
Because in the larger industries, is what they refer to as economies of scale.
Yeah.
It's referred to as, and it works. It allows, and what you've noticed too, Anthony, there are some local businesses, while they have not, well, as far as we were aware, that is, I should say, and like I want to make reference to, let's say, the Syrian community, the business around town. You always hear them make reference to where they come together. And you would notice that if you go to one and you say to him, I need a pair of shoes, and he doesn't have one, what does he do? He says, hold on to you, I would call he called one of his associates. And they seem to have a pretty good working knowledge as to what the other one has, because my understanding is that that's what they do. And while it may not fall under the structure of cooperatives, but it shows when you cooperate anyway. When you cooperate anyway, there are benefits to be derived.
My belief in that example that you gave is that I believe that that community, that
culture,
Syrian community, they practice the philosophy of cooperatives. They practice it, but they just, as you say, they're not involved in the structure that is established in the country, but they do the principles. They purchase bulk purchasing, which eliminate overcosting of transportation and freight and so on. And they does that, and they share. When one is promoting a particular item, the next one know to pull it off the shelf for a while so that one can get recognition on that, and they operate like that. And it's time that our community take an example and come together and do these things.
And while we talk about the benefits, I know we're not touching we're not looking at it in a negative light, but you and I, we've seen over the years, Mr. Stroud, the growth and the expansion of their business assets around the town. Every other block that you walk within St. George, you've realized, but hold on. There is a Salim here, there's a Salim there, there's one here, there is one there. As you said, it is tried and tested. It is testimony, yet as you say, to the benefits of coming together.
When you come together, it gives you that leverage. And one of the other benefits that provides out as we on that aspect of it is the expertise that comes out of it. You come together with all your expertise. 10 persons, 15 persons, yes, we all don't think alike. We all not on the same educational level. Mm-hmm. We have different skills and talents, but we can bring all that together. One might be versed in accounts. One might be versed in administration. One might be versed in marketing. So you bring all these expertise together, and you get the benefit. You cut profit, you increase your profit margin, and you cut your expense line. And this is one of the benefits that cooperatives bring.
And it also gives you greater recognition when you have to negotiate. You're not negotiating as an individual. Let's say you have to go to government or to some other institution. If I go on my own, they say, well, this is a one-man gang. Nobody's going to take me serious. But if you say, listen, we have a cooperative, because there's a minimum of 10. Is it a minimum of 10 persons that starts a cooperative?
Minimum of 10 persons,
right.
Yeah.
So it means 100 of small farmers, 100 peddlers, 100 shoemakers, whatever vendors. We can come together, and when we asking for change, because a lot of times we want change, we want things to go our way, but we don't want to come together. Everybody wants to fight their own battle, not realizing that if we come together and go to the government and say, this is what we want, you might be surprised. There is the change. The change comes sooner rather than later.
Yes, and the leverage you have from collective bargaining is crucial. Is
yes.
Good than individual bargaining. And what bothers me is that our small developing communities and countries are not embracing that model that can speedily develop your margin. Compared to the bigger worlds like Bolivia. Bolivia is big on cooperative. 1.2 million people and plus is involved in cooperative in Bolivia. Plus.
Quite a telling story there. When we started the conversation, we talked about the benefits that governments can derive from it, the macro and the micro benefits. What about the whole conversation about concession, government concession for co-ops?
There are government concessions for co-ops. It's embedded in the law, in the Act, Cooperative Society Act. As a registered cooperative, you are entitled to concessions of items coming in. What I would like to see government implement is some form of facilitate or help facilitate through maybe the financial cooperatives like the credit union and maybe the development bank. The startup financing, this revolving fund, that the startup, the capital that you would need to purchase the raw materials, the machinery,
right,
that the group will need to advance. When they form that cooperative, that is what is lacking, I believe, and that is why the interest, we're not seeing much cooperatives forming while the interest is there. That aspect of it is a problem.
What about GIDC's involvement? Ever so often, only a couple of weeks ago, we had them here on, and they were talking about a special project that they were rolling out that seek to address. It didn't use the term cooperatives, but it seemed to talk about sole traders, persons wanting to get into business. What about their involvement?
Yes, I think yes, they have these facilities that they deal with small business, small enterprises, and so on. But it's not tailored. It's not tailored for the cooperative. It's tailored for you and me who wish to start up something. We do a business plan. We go as individuals. We take our individual risk. We put our individual security up. Most of the products are tailored for that kind of business. But I think that they need to tailor something that will meet the cooperative model, that will deal with the cooperatives in specific.
And that sort of takes us, while it takes us to the end of the program, it also takes us to one of the core challenge with getting cooperatives up and about, because there's always the issue of financial status. How do I get access to finance? You hear the big industries that talk about it. More so, can you imagine the smaller ones for startup? That certainly would present, while you say yes, there is interest, it means that the conversation needs to deepen as to the virtue and benefits that can be derived. I'm going to give you 30 seconds. You get a chance to make your final pitch. Why cooperatives and another benefit?
What I want to say is that the cooperative model is one that is tested and is proven to be a successful model. And based on the circumstances that the world finds itself in now, I think that's a model that we, as small islands, need to adopt. Our policymakers, I would encourage them to sit and speak to the league, have a conversation with the league, the representative of cooperatives, the credit unions, and see if you could work something out that will tailor the interests of people forming these cooperatives and giving them especially that startup capital that they can start that business, that is start that cooperative. Without that, it will be just an interest and not enough push to go forward.
Tried, tested, and proven, as intimated by Mr. Anthony Stroud, a field officer from the Grenada Department of Cooperatives. Yes, well, there is interest, he says.
With the league.
You work with the league.
I actually work with the
You're in a
league.
cooperative league. Thanks for that.
Partnership with the league and the Department of Cooperatives.
Thank you very much. As he says, there's interest. However, there's a lot that needs to change that allows for a harnessing and a greater gelling of the benefits that can be derived from the league. One, we say you need to just start rethinking, refocusing, reshaping the way that we think, our perception of what success and what our future is supposed to entail. Maybe it should not be a case whereby I go to school and work for Mr. Tom Jones, but that maybe myself, Brian Grimes, Anthony Stroud, and a few other GBSS old boys should come together and decide what can we do together to better our standard of living.
I find so. We can do that.
We can do that. Thanks a lot, Anthony. Thanks a lot. Thank you again for the sharing. We're going to continue to do that. Again, good folks, cooperatives, it is the way to go. It's tried, tested, and proven. We continue with the mid-morning. When we come back, we take our conversation to patient zero. And of course, the man, Mr. Christopher, he is, well, and all of a sudden his last name just left my head. Yeah, but it's always waiting in the wings to continue the conversation. Thanks a lot, Mr. Stroud. All the best to you.
All the best.
Food Fair offers quality foods at affordable prices. Now, with our improved web store, you can make all your purchases from the comfort of your home. It's so simple, easy to log in and navigate, safe and secure transactions, and a quick checkout. All your grocery needs at your fingertips. Convenient and reliable. Food Fair, where you can fill your baskets without emptying your pockets.
Ace and Napper means getting help when you walk through the door. Ace and Napper is variety and quality at the right price. Ace and Napper has everything you will need for the household, for your lawn and patio. Even the highest quality paints, beautifying your home inside and outside. Just the right building supplies you need. And Napper providing the best in automotive supplies and accessories. The guarantee is we are so much more than a hardware store. Ace and Napper on the Morris Bishop Highway and Cross Street in the city. Ace will always be the helpful place. When you need your prescription filled or you require non-prescribed medication, supplements, or all your personal needs, visit Gittins Healthcare at locations on Wall Street, Grand Anse, Victoria Street, Brentwood, and Central Deputy Street, Wall. Gittins Healthcare aims to provide an exceptional personalized pharmacy experience. Additionally, children under 5 and adults 55 years and over will enjoy 10% discount on purchases of $20 and over on prescription medication. Stop settling for less. Visit Gittins Healthcare, where your health is our priority.
COVID-19 is an infectious disease caused by a new coronavirus introduced to humans for the first time. It is spread from person to person, mainly through the droplets produced when an infected person speaks.
If you have not heard about Patient Zero, well, we'll find out about him. The files have been declassified. I want to say welcome back to our viewers, those of you that's in GBN's Channel 7, Channel 11, Channel 20 if you're in cable, via YouTube, via our webpage, or via our Facebook channel. We're going to have joined now by the man Christopher DeRiggs. Yeah, his name left my head for a split second a while ago. We continue. We have been hearing about it for quite a while. We've heard about patient zero. Family goes on vacation, they return home and realize that the life that they knew no longer exists because the world, Grenada, is being transformed by the pandemic that's called COVID-19. And from COVID-19, we continue here these new acronyms. Pandemic. we probably never knew what a pandemic was in the start of anyway. But we hear about asymptomatic now. The man Christopher Durace. Good morning, Chris. How are you?
Good morning, Joseph. I'm fine, thank you.
You know what?
I'm highly favored, I think.
You think you should? You're supposed to know that.
You seem to be doing pretty well yourself.
I am alive and well and blessed by the Almighty.
All right.
If I complain, I am going to be whipped with by many stripes. So
no, we don't want it to happen.
We don't want it to happen. You know, from the last conversation we had before we jumped into it, you know, one of the things what you remember we intimated that COVID has taught us a lot of things. It has. And before we get into the gist of the play, the reviews and all of that, but as you rightly said, the whole we probably knew about epidemic, but most of us probably haven't had a pandemic within our lifetime anyway, unless you go back to this maybe the 30s and that period. We've had flashes of different things. We've now fully intimated with the word asymptomatic and all of these different things. But of course, the one term you want us to keep focused in is patient zero. Let's jump straight into patient zero. And where are we? We're getting ready for another stage of it.
Well, first of all, a patient zero is the first recorded case, documented case, you know, where a disease occurs, or in this particular case, a pandemic. So a lot of the mystery in the play itself is who is patient zero.
Right.
And so but the story is much more than seeking to identify the individual who is patient zero. It's about, you know, how the presence of a patient zero in a family and a community affects the life, you know, of that particular family and the wider community. And it's in a sense a reliving of some of what we have gone through in the last 8 or 9 months. When Grenada documented its first case, I think it was on the 16th of March this year, when a woman would have come in on from Britain, from England, and was tested positive. And that threw our entire life into a kind of tailspin. Everybody was panicking. People were, you know, thinking this could be a doomsday scenario for Grenada.
Right.
Fortunately, it was well managed by our public health officials, and we must give them full credit for that.
True.
Of course, we're not yet out of the woods, but it is a real crisis in our life, and we as writers, as dramatists, that's what we do. We write about these crises.
Crisis, no deed, it is. You've had the initial airing of Patient Zero. We're getting ready for another airing. Let's talk about the feedback that you got.
Well, the feedback is excellent. You know, we are very happy that the play was so well received. We had 2 shows over the weekend at the Trade Center. Both were well attended, especially the Saturday evening performance. People tend to come out in greater numbers on Saturday. And the actors delivered. They acquitted themselves well. It's a team of 5 actors, and they have gelled together in a beautiful way to tell the story. So people have sent a number of these WhatsApp messages to me and someone on Facebook, basically congratulating the cast and crew. Special congratulations to Neela Etienne for guiding them as director through this particular journey of preparing for the play. But people have said that they found the play to be a full meal in theater, in that it's a serious play, but with lighter moments, and it tells a serious story. Some people told me they laughed and they cried. And that's what we want to do in theater.
Evoke emotions.
To pull out those emotions, strong emotions. So if we can make you laugh, make you cry in the same play, then we think our job was done. So I'm happy with how it has gone so far.
Let's talk about the characters. You said it's a team of 5, and I'm assuming that was because normally for when you're doing these productions, it's normally the cast is way beyond 5. But I'm assuming, given the nature of the messaging, COVID-19, social distancing, and everything else, it warranted a smaller cast that would deliver and keep the impact of the message. But let's talk about the cast. There is Daddy, what's his name's not coming, my good friend.
Well, let me take you through the cast. It's a family, and if we start with the sort of patriarch in the family, a character called Basil, and that is played by Robert White. And Basil, as I've explained before, is a kind of a colorful salt of the earth individual. The bed. Right? it's a colorful.
At least we didn't have your dog jumping up on the.
I'm not going to do a Jeffrey Toobin for you.
Please don't. No, please don't. Don't do that one. God forbid. Tell me.
But yeah, so Basil is an old man, elderly gentleman, who is the salt of the earth.
Right.
His wisdom, his wisdom is homespun. He has a very sharp tongue, and he is humorous, and that is Robert White. So he has a special pride about his African connection. So one of his idol is Kwame Nkrumah of Ghana, who is this towering Pan-Africanist and so on. But he comes from a different generation. His son, is a different creature altogether. His son is a lawyer, a kind of modern-day lawyer with newfangled ideas and new ideas about how to make money. So they are sort of contrasts, the father and son. The son doesn't become the father, and that is a source of conflict between them. And that character is a character called Franklin, and he's a lawyer, and it is played by Richard Beadle, a gentleman from Jamaica who is a very talented actor, and I think Grenada's theater is going to see a lot more of Richard as time goes by.
Indeed.
Richard's wife in the play is her name is Victoria. Vicky is a sociologist by profession. She is the moral anchor in the family, and that character is Dale Devine. Some people know as Dale Wilkes. She formerly worked at GBN, so you should be familiar with Dale.
With Dale, yeah.
And I'm sure in the time she was in the station, she brought a lot of drama.
She was always a colorful individual.
Yes, but a very good actress.
Yes.
Beautiful to look at on stage. Of course, we have other characters in the story. Lulu is the daughter in the family, an 8-year-old girl, very sensitive, has a special bond with her grandfather, Basil, so that anything that happens to Basil, it impacts very heavily on her in the play. Very impressionable young lady, and again, she is such a charming young, presence on stage. She touches the heart of many, just being there and speaking on stage. And the 5th character is a doctor, Dr. Thomas, and he is a specialist in epidemiology, and so he's the one who has an opportunity in the course of the story to educate our audiences about public health issues. And you mentioned asymptomatic, there's contact tracing, there's a concept of a pandemic, quarantine. All these are part of the jargon that finds itself within the language of the play. And so when our audiences or patrons emerge from the theater, they leave with an education in public health. And so I think we are doing part of the job of our public health authorities, and we're happy to do it because we're all in the same boat. the expression we all in the same boat is an expression you will come up against in the play a number of times. So that's the cast. And let me just say, there's a cameo appearance by Halim Griffith, who has played many major roles in Heritage, but he just makes a cameo appearance.
Those elements that you've just spoken to, in terms of the performing arts, in terms of highlighting that which is happening within our society, it highlights it. How much of a challenge is it? Because very often within any society, you will find individuals of varying positions on any issue. But for you as the playwright, those telling the story, how much of a challenge is it for you when you sit down and decide, okay, we're in COVID, we're dealing with a pandemic, and all of a sudden you now looking to take this message and then give it to the public. What goes through your mind? You have reservations, maybe they may not see the way I see, or how do I get them to see through my eyes that which is happening?
Well, the challenge writers face is to speak in the voice of the character who is walking on stage. And some actors, some writers have a difficulty creating that kind of separation. So our challenge is to study in very intimate detail the people who form the cast, the characters on stage.
Right.
And so get into their emotion and their psychology. How do they think? You know, what do they like what songs they like to sing? What do they have for breakfast? Okay. You know, what are their fears and aspirations? How do they dress? So when we put a character on stage, we try to speak in the voice of the character. And so that's the way, in that way it becomes authentic and credible and relatable, because people can see for themselves what's happening on stage as a slice of life, as a reflection of life, as a mirror of the very community that they are moving about in on a day-to-day basis. So, you know, as time goes by, you know, in writing we learn and we grow. And I've been in this thing for 3 decades now. So I think, you know, I've learned a thing or two.
Didn't realize
but I don't operate
you were
in isolation.
I didn't realize you were actually that young.
I started pretty early, but I work with a team. And I subject my scripts to the review of the team, and some can be very caustic, can be merciless,
right,
when they brutal when they review the script. But we try to suppress our egos as writers, and nothing we write is so sacred that it cannot be changed. You see, because we want to write the perfect play. And that's how we benefit.
I'm assuming in wanting to write the perfect play, the selection process. So do you craft it in your head? This is what I want to do. Do you then find the actors, get their personality, and then complete the writing process, or do you write to the end and then you go out and find the individuals to fill the roles, or is it a combination?
Well, it's not so neat and compartmentalized. It's not necessarily an orderly process. Sometimes I come across a very compelling story,
right,
or a compelling situation, or a compelling question, and I decide, well, okay, I find myself drawn into it to write about it. And before I know it, I'm developing a story. In the process of writing the story, I think of the human resources I have as acting talents,
okay,
who can help bring out that story, bring it to life on stage. And so they gel into each other. The process of writing and the visualizing of who the cast of actors can be. And it comes together nicely in the final analysis. Sometimes I have to step outside of my normal pool of acting talent and look for people. You know, when we were doing Julian Feather, and I was preparing that play, I had to step outside of my acting talent pool and pull some public, highly recognized, high-profile public figures and bring them in the cast and challenge them to come on stage.
Indeed.
Yeah. And so that is yet to be staged.
Yes.
You know, but you know, when you get caught up in the thing, you feel compelled to do it and do it properly.
We're keeping our eyes on the clock, 50 minutes onto the hour. I'm kind of wondering though, if by chance that you you were told that you need to expand on patient zero, and you were told you looked at the pool, and the only person left and that was available is me. What role would you play?
Joseph, it's not so strange, you have a dramatic flair about you. Has anyone ever told you that?
Well, actually, the truth is, I did flirt a bit with dramatization at school. You remember in the days
I could see that.
The GBS, not just the GBS school, when there was the what was it that they had, that program they had that was done through the ministry, Festival of the Arts.
Okay, all right.
Festival.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I did do a bit of that. Prose speaking, choral reading, dramatization, I did. Some say come.
I could see you on stage. I could see you on stage. In fact, in the very role of Basil, which is played by Robert White.
Right.
I could see you doing an excellent Basil.
Well, tell my good friend Robert to watch out.
Every actor has his own special idiosyncrasies.
Right.
The way you interpret something would be different from how Robert would.
Right.
But nonetheless, you can bring out a relatable character in that respect. But I hope you come to see the play this weekend. I don't think I noticed you. Of course, you can't tell who is who these days. Everybody wearing masks. But as you say, more masks than long time Juve. But I hope you come to see the play this weekend. It's Saturday at 8 o'clock and Sunday at 7.
Locations for those who are interested.
The Grenada Trade Center. It's socially distanced seating.
Right.
We're following all the public health protocols. I know some people might be a little apprehensive to come out, but I've had patrons 80 years and plus coming to the theater this last weekend and being very comfortable.
And you're catering for what seating capacity?
We are catering for a little over 300 persons.
A little over 300. And that's why it's important that folks go out and get the tickets early.
Right, and they can go to Trebe's, downtown St. George's, Trebe's Shoe Store. They can go to Mitchell's Pharmacy in the Food Fair Complex in Granans. They can go to Art and Soul Bookstore in the Spiceland Mall. Giddens Pharmacy also. And then if you're living in St. Patrick's, you can contact Robert White at 407-3884 or the center spot on Main Street in St. Patrick's in Sotez.
Well done. Thank you, Chris. Thanks for, of course, in the midst. It is always said that in the midst of any pandemic, any difficult times, while of course we focus on the more detailed things of life, ever so often, entertainment, whether it's through the performing arts or otherwise, there's always a home for it, just to allow us to break away and give us the time to breathe. So we want to say thanks to you, Chris, and the rest of the team from Heritage Theatre for providing us that moment, just that moment in time when we can just breathe and move away, just forget for that moment all of the challenges that we have. You've done well. Continue to do the great work that you're doing in theatre and the performing arts.
Well, I want to thank you and GBN for your sterling support. Janelle has been a rock of support. I want to thank the management of GBN.
Right.
And, for partnering with us in this respect. Let me also say a special thank you to our headline sponsor, Grenada Core Bank. They have been great supporters of the arts. And they without their help, we would not be able to do the songs that we're doing, the amplification of the voices of the actors. They have given us great help in that respect. So we really express our appreciation to them. And the Grenada Trade Center, under the management of Ricky Bedo, again, is a friend of the arts, not just to theater, but all the creative arts.
Yes.
He is a big supporter and a full-time lover. So he should be recognized for his contribution also.
Kudos and hats off to all. Kudos to you, hats off to you, and to Neela as well.
Thank you.
And the entire cast.
Yes. Well, I would tell them you say you're coming this weekend, so we're looking for you.
Well, if they don't see me and they say they didn't see me, I'll tell them it was Chris that lied on national television. But I promise you one day, I'm going to promise you, not this weekend, but I'm promising you. I am. It's interesting, the one I was looking forward to that really held my attention was Fed On. For some reason, it's coming because there was a regular cast, and then there was the new entities that was drawn into it, and I'm like, interested, quite interesting, and the way they all gel and everything. One day, whenever I do show up, you will know because I'll be at the back deliberately shouting you out at the front.
Well, as long as you make too much noise. If you make too much noise, we take police to put you out there.
Well, that's when my acting skills is actually going to take. Who's going to come to the front because that'll be so dramatic.
Acting up, all right.
Thanks a lot, Chris. Thanks to you and Heritage Theatre and the rest of the team. All the best to you. It's about take care. It's just about 9 minutes on to the hour. 12 o'clock, reminding you at the top of the hour is going to be the midday edition, a production of our news and current affairs department. And certainly you want to stick around for that. Later in the evening, the DJ Redman, Donald, is going to take over from that. But in the meantime, take a quick commercial break, and we're going to be right back.